Well, I'm not terribly sure what I'm even going to do here today, but I've got a piece of paper here I think I want to open up and take a look at. Um, it actually was a coffee stained piece of paper that I scanned, and I'll see what I can do with this. My typical engine, I open up an image, my typical image is 1280 by 720. This one here, I'm going to take the image and I'm going to flip it sideways, copy it, and paste it on top of here. I'm not even, again, I've been so long since I opened it, so I have no idea what I'm going to wind up with there. Paste as a new layer. Okay, it looks like I can stretch it out to get it to fit in there like I want it to. And since it's so large, I won't lose much detail on it. But I'm going to stretch it anyway, so it's going to wind up a little bit strange, distorted a little bit. And again, if you take this, let me reset it. If you leave that connected, they open up with the same aspect. If you open that link, they will adjust separately. So I can take this and drag it out. I unadjusted, I undid the link, and drag it out to there. And scale it. And let's just use it like that. We'll just use it like that. It's okay, layer. Let's take the layer to image size. Now I'm going to always, like I usually do, I make myself a couple copies of that. I take this top one and I'll fool the contrast some. I'll desaturate it first, and that will let me play with the brightness and contrast and separate some parts out for I still like I want everybody to see this, but I still like to use the curves better. This does the same thing as the curves, basically the same thing, except it has a the curve seems like it's the easier thing to work with. To me it is anyway. So I'm going to cancel that and go back up here and say colors, give me curves. It's the same thing. There's the darken and the white. I want to reset it. Let me try a little bit of an S in here. I don't know, I'm not real thrilled with that. Back to curves again. Yeah, that's a little better. Especially if I take it and I really want it to contrast out, I'll take and make that a double layer. I'll take that into two of the same layer, and I'll take one layer and I'll take all the white out. I'll turn the white to alpha. And what that actually does, if you look at it, it's hard to tell right there. But take and do another layer. There we go. Now merge that down. And when I make another layer, it's like making 4 layers then. Merge down. Make another layer. And you can always take and back off on your opacity if it's too much. But now I want to put that on there. There I go. I darken it up some. Let me throw a white layer in here. And the reason is I want to try to select some areas specifically. Let me see what I can do about selecting a transparent area. There's some transparent. So increase its size, select, grow, increase it by, I want to increase that quite a bit, 11. Ooh, I increased it way too much. Select, undo, grow. Let me merge this down, merge it down, see what I can do with the colors now. Okay. You slide that down, make it transparent, color to alpha, and we'll drop that down on the paper. It might be nice to make that brown first, isn't it? So it actually looks like it's staying on there instead of so dark. So let's go to isn't that something? It's going to go colorize. This has no colorize. I'm thinking of my wrong program. Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm hitting a no-hitter today, huh? Oh my God. Okay, let me try one more before I fold this video up and say go for another day. Let's do a new from visible, shut off all these, and just start playing with some of this stuff here. Okay, I'm not going to pick a whole big mass. I'm going to select something like this. Oh my God, this did not. I'm just going to pick this area out here and see what I can do with it. This is pretty sloppy, but we're learning technique, not more, not creation of beautiful art at this moment. You can select an area like this, like I've done before. There's the area selected. Then I can go on top of that, create another layer up on top of that. There's a blank layer. Just make it brown. And paint that brown layer. Okay. Make that a little bit opaque. And then on the bottom, we're going to paint it black. Like I do with so many of these things, I paint them black. Now, even though it's a black bottom layer, you see it showing through because I took the opacity down on the top layer. This is on purpose to show you how to do something. You take that and you say select none. You keep that layer where it is, that one where it is, and you make another layer exactly the same, but this one will offset. And that one will offset. And we'll take that offset layer. First we'll take all the layers and make them the same. We'll size them to the image. Add a Gaussian blur. There's the Gaussian blur. Okay. Then we select this and subtract it from this image. Now if you see when you put that in, even though that's got the opacity down, because we actually got rid of the black underneath it, even with the opacity faded, we can get a shadow in there. Now let's look at this and go with another layer. We'll put another layer up on top, and let's select all the outside of this. There's all the outside, and we'll paint all that outside, and we'll paint that all. Let's go back to a dark brown again. I do a lot of black, so we'll go into dark brown, very dark brown, very dark brown, and we will paint that whole thing dark brown. Select none. And again, we're going to use this so we can use it as a mask later. We're going to double it. Turn one off. We'll take that top one and we'll blur it. Gaussian blur. Now we'll go again like we did before. We'll take this layer, select all that layer, and subtract it from that top layer. And although it doesn't look like much, you see right there, there's a little bit of a shadow in there. Now that little bit of a shadow is nothing until you double it up a little bit. Take and merge it down. Double it again, merge it down, and double it even some more, and merge it down. And at this point, we'll make a layer just for fun, and we'll have it new from visible. And we'll move it down out of the way, but we have that layer if we want it. Isn't this something? I got this one saying, what am I going to do for an encore here? I don't know. Oh my God. What do I want to demo? Oh, I know what you can do that would be fun. Okay, we'll take this. Let's get rid of all these here. We'll take this layer, double that layer. We'll go up to our filters, and we'll try the Gimp filters here. Let's see what kind of things we have. Anguish. I don't think we want anguish or any of this stuff. There's a cartoon. Let's look at that. This you always can ignore and not use it. Oh, this takes a few seconds here. It's working hard. And I'm going to take another one of those layers. Okay. So now what happens if we put these back in? We're getting stranger looking, aren't we? Okay, let's get a new from visible. Layer on top. Oh, what other color could we throw in there? It wouldn't even look right. There, that wouldn't even look right. That's a. This is really experimental. We have no idea what this is going to look like. Weird. Not bad, but weird. Okay, so let's select all of that again. We'll pick all this and select it. we'll take and shrink it by select, shrink by 12, and we'll do it in a little bit different color, a little bit lighter a color. Yeah, that's not a bad color to it. Okay, undo the bucket. So we'll do another layer because I want to do all of it. If you don't do a new layer, it'll only paint where you put your mouse at. It'll paint there. If you do a new layer, it will paint everywhere all at once. See? Select none. And what are we building? I have no idea what we're building. I wonder if I got some other pictures I can pull in. What do I have in here? A pirate? Do I want a pirate? Let's open a pirate up. See if there's something I can pull off of that. This is actually papers here. These papers here I made for a I made this for a show that was in Florida. And it was, what do they call it? It's about wooden ships in Tampa anyway. I can't believe I don't remember the name of it. It's been a million years ago. Oh, let's pull an image off here just for fun. We'll pull something like this off. And if you see, this is actually done on a piece of paper I had made like that. And see, there's a couple pirates in there. Let's see, edit copy. We'll go over here. Edit paste as a new layer. And we'll take that, make it to the image size, and let me select some background in there so it so I can make it blend. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to paste it in place. So it looks like it's not even been cut. But what it will allow me to do to a new layer, it will allow me to take that specific layer and make it a little bit different color to bleed through the background on it. And there we got some pirates in there. So there you got to see that. And let's do a new from visible. A new from visible. And now take and cut a chunk out of that. We're really experimenting around a lot here today. I think I want to slide it down a little bit more though. Okay, edit cut. Edit paste. Paste in place. Turn it to a new layer. And we'll take that layer and make that the image size. Now what I can do is go down here, select that layer, invert it, make a black layer, and we're going to make a okay, there's all that black layer. Select none, and if you see, here it is under here. There it is right there. We're going to take this layer right here, duplicate it again, and my wife's sitting here with rice and What is that, hon?
Barbecue.
Oh, rice and barbecue in the middle of my video. Oh my God. I get my rice and barbecue in the middle, hon. I'm in mid video. I'm doing exciting video stuff. And there it is blurred. And if I move that up, oh, there it is, okay. So if I take this, and here I'll select this layer here that's solid. I'll select it, and again, I'll subtract it from the blurred layer. And that gives me this weird semi-translucent layer that if I make a couple copies of it, and I move it up, and I definitely got to make another couple of copies of that. Do another one. Now I can select this layer inside of this. Oh, I might not do it that way. Select none. I don't want all the transparent. I just want the transparent inside of that. And we'll go down to, well, how far down am I right now? And make that area grow. And I'm going to miscolor that a little bit. Colors, hue and saturation. And I'm just going to call this, I'm going to eat my barbecue so I get to end my video. I'm going to call this video more image effects. And capitalize that I, capitalize that E, and split my line. Oh, I could set it inside of that. That would look kind of nice. And I can actually, new layer, I'll do a new layer. I accidentally bumped in the wrong spot down there. I didn't want it clear down there at the bottom. And merge that down. And let me take that and invert the colors on it. Make two, I can take the background and blur it, Gaussian blur, Gaussian blur. There's the Gaussian blur. But of course you have to invert the color so it contrasts with the top part. So there it is. And my barbecue is getting, it's always hot to start with, so I can take a few more minutes. Okay, make it a new from visible. New from visible, that's the one I want. Okay, there's a new from visible, and we'll put a layer on top of that. Let me frame this thing out a little bit. We'll go back to use that blue for the frame. That'll look nice. The same color of blue as that. Okay, edit paste. Paste. Select shrink by 12. Delete. Select shrink by 12. Paste it all. Select shrink by 12. Delete. Select none. So there we go. Now that's not any good on top of the on top of that image, so we'll cut it off of there. We'll cut this part off. And we'll cut it off there. And I can put a right in there a more text. And we'll select all that. We'll make that color in yellow. We'll make that stand out. If I do that, I got to cut that background out of there. And we'll take that and turn it into a new layer. We'll make a new layer and merge that into it, because that'll be merged down to a new layer. Merge down. And we'll take that layer and duplicate it. Select it. Select grow by 9. We'll make it gaudy. We'll paint it red. Oh my God, it's ever gonna look ugly, ugly, ugly. Oh well. Okay, and paint it. Well, that does look ugly. Jesus. Whew. That's uglier than the average ugly. Oh my God. I'll have to delete that. That's too bad. That's too much ugly. Let me see if I merge these two together and I play with the palette a little bit. What can I get? Okay, I'll take that and merge it down. It's death-defyingly ugly right there. But I'll see what I can do with my colors. Hue and saturation. And this will always make it come out. Look at this. Yeah, that's not bad, not bad. Okay, now we'll do it one more time. Hue and saturation, but we'll only pick this color. We'll only pick the green and see what happens with that. And if I take away the lightness, I can turn it dark like my background. Okay. Increase the saturation a little. Okay, oh my god, it's still ugly, but I'm thinking about my barbecue and I'm not thinking about what I'm doing right now. That's not good. Select edit. Select grow by 2. Make a new layer. New layer. Grow by 2. Paint it white. Select shrink it by 2. Delete it. And make it a little bit fainter. There you go. Good enough. Good enough. We'll call this a picture. It's definitely not one of the world's best, but we got a video. And there's a few techniques and things that you got to learn in there, people got to see in there that you haven't seen before. And I kind of apologize for this because I see what I've done is I'm kind of screwing with this because I want to make a post and I just got my computer fixed. So I don't want to get too involved and make another layer. I don't want to get too involved here and use a tremendous amount of time looking for new resources. I knew what I was going to do, but everything's out of whack now from what I was going to. So yeah. Okay, let's see if I go over here and I pick this color. Okay, I picked this color. So I'll go to this layer here and I'll paint that. I'll paint it. I'll select and shrink by 4. Delete it. Now get rid of that edging here. I don't like it there. The rest of it's okay. And I've got to get rid of it over the top of my wording. Okay. It's fine. File. Export as. So I had started on a project before this of trying to make a moving GIF going through the middle of an introduction video, and I took so much time up that this one here I have to kind of, it's terrible to say, but I got to kind of hurry through it. Otherwise, I won't get one out today. More image effects.jpg. Okay, here we go. Saved. Saved. We go to the video.